Art's therapy to me. It allows me to slow down, to think through things, it centers me. It's an outlet and a creative outlet. It's saved my life. It's everything to me. My name is Jeremiah Byrne, and I am an artist. My first piece that I sold was to my sister here in Gillette. And she's got a couple of my pieces. She's got 3 pieces and a pineapple that she's purchased off me. And every time I go over there, I get to see those pieces. And I study them, I analyze them. Sometimes I hate them, sometimes I love them. I couldn't be more grateful that she was the one that purchased my first piece so that I can always see those. It's been challenging just because I still struggle with this confidence in what I'm doing, confidence in a finished piece. I've been very fortunate to have success early in the art game. Have people interested in what I'm doing, so that's kept me motivated. I don't know if I would have kept up with it if it didn't keep me motivated, if I didn't have that motivation to keep going. When you finish a piece or when you're working on a piece and putting out progress videos or progress pictures, it takes confidence. And when you're not confident in what you're doing because you still don't believe you know what you're doing, you've got to find that confidence from somewhere. And so that's been the hardest part of it. I fail on almost every piece where I have to start over, and I've come to accept that. That was the hardest part, is accepting the failure in the past. Now I've kind of come to accept it and I embrace it. Like, okay, I know that didn't work on this piece, so I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to try something new. When you feel like you've reached happiness or you've reached solitude, you become lackadaisical and you start letting things slip. And I've realized that about myself. I need to keep pushing, need to keep being creative, need to keep challenging myself in order to keep my mind healthy. I had suffered severe depression a couple of years ago, to the point where it almost took my life. I wasn't happy with pretty much anything in my life. And I started seeing a therapist, and she suggested just that I try an art therapy class, maybe just drip painting or whatever. That night I went with my mother to Hobby Lobby and we got some art supplies, and my first art piece was an elephant. I did an elephant based off of a book I read that was helping me through my tough time, and it turned out pretty good. And so I kept on going. I've said this a lot of times. I have a great network of friends that I've met over the course of many years that can be more supportive. And like, I owe a lot of where I'm at now to them. Back when I was depressed, there were no wins. There were no wins a day. Like, everything sucked. Everything was really bad. Now with art, or just being creative, and this is something I preach to as many people as I can, just using your creativity side. Have an idea and try to put that idea down on paper or on canvas or with crafts, whatever it may be. And it may not look the way that you wanted it to look in your head, but you did it, and that's a small win. And so art for me it was small wins. I did something that was kind of in my head, and that's a small win. Now I'll get better. And I stacked those small wins on top of each other. And that led to a big win to where I'm at peace. If you're dealing with depression, if you're dealing with down times in your life, I can't say it enough. Just try to use your creative brain. Your creative brain releases endorphins that have benefits throughout the body, throughout the mind. and just try to do something creative, whether it's collecting sticks and making a stick man. You're using your brain, you're actively focusing on something else besides the depression. And that's a small win right there. Maybe it takes 10 minutes to make a stick man, but that's 10 minutes that you weren't depressed. You were using your brain. Like, just use your creativity any way you can and stack those small wins on top of each other, because it will equal a huge win at some point.